I'll never forget the first time I saw Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, at least the book cover. I was in the 7th grade and flipping through one of those little Scholastic book order forms, which they still send out today, by the way. And it was really Mary Grandpre's cover of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone that just immediately drew my attention. From there, I read the description and almost was instantly hooked. I knew it was a book that I just had to read. Now, I was a decent reader as a kid, but wouldn't say it's something I love to do. That is until Harry Potter. And reading Harry Potter really changed everything for me. Long before there were movies, games, theme parks, I and numerous others from my generation had already started to imagine what Hogwarts would be like in our head. What would it be like to be sorted into a house with others who shared a common goal and interest? And then, of course, to learn about a whole new fantastical world of magic. It was really this sense of wonder and excitement from so many kids in that time that led to midnight launch parties, fan websites, podcasts, movies, a theme park, and, of course, video games. Well, turns out a lot of those kids, me,
you're a wizard, Harry,
kids my age, are now adults. And for more than 20 years, we've been waiting for a video game. We've been imagining a video game that would let us step into this wonderful world, not as Harry, but as our own witch or wizard. You see, just recently, the first official Hogwarts Legacy trailer actually eclipsed 29 million views on PlayStation's YouTube channel, which make it the most viewed video focusing on a single game on their entire channel, and the third most viewed video across their entire channel of any kind. And when you consider they have characters like Kratos, Nathan Drake, and even Spider-Man, how is it that a game set in the wizarding world, not even dedicated to Harry Potter himself, how is it that a game like that has become one of the most anticipated, one of the most hyped games in recent memory? I think it's simple. It's shaping up to be a game that fans have been dreaming of for more than 20 years. Now, it's true, there have been numerous Potter games over the years, but the majority have been third-person action with puzzle elements that follow Harry's story. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PC or the original PlayStation is the game many fans think of when they remember back to the origins of those first Harry Potter video games. The PC version put players in control of Harry after his arrival at Hogwarts. Some of the spells in the game were Flipendo, Alohomora, Wingardium Leviosa, Lumos, and Incendio. The spells were contextual, and while they could be cast at any time by the player, they would only react to specific objects in the world. The PC version actually sold really well, over 1 million copies, and the PlayStation version saw ridiculous sales numbers, more than 8 million copies sold, and it's actually the 6th best-selling PlayStation title of all time. And when you think how big of a seller the PlayStation was, and all the great games that were on that system, that is a huge accomplishment. Top 6 all-time on PlayStation. It's kind of interesting that PlayStation seems to have a marketing deal for Hogwarts Legacy, given that Harry Potter really had some of its early beginnings right there on the PlayStation. Now, in the years that would follow, numerous other Potter games were released with varying levels of success. Some are remembered fondly, others just outright bad, but none have even really attempted or even come close to have attempted what Hogwarts Legacy is trying to do. Now, while Hogwarts Legacy will keep the third-person perspective and likely some of the action and puzzle elements from those earlier games, it's being developed as a completely open-world action RPG. And of course, instead of following Harry's story, this will be the story of our own witch or wizard, set in 1890, long before Harry's arrival at Hogwarts, even before Dumbledore's arrival at Hogwarts. According to the official Hogwarts Legacy website, the story has players experiencing life as a student at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry like never before, as they live the unwritten and embark on a dangerous journey to uncover a hidden truth of the wizarding world. So you see there, we got that fresh new mystery. You know, it wouldn't be a Harry Potter story without a good mystery to solve. But what about the canon and the lore that we already know? Well, the site also says this: while Portkey games are not direct adaptations of the books and films, the games are firmly rooted in the magical universe of the wizarding world. Now, this appreciation of the source material and the focus on so many of the things that fans have wanted for many years, the ability to make our own adventure, or as they say, live the unwritten, is one of the main reasons I think that fans are so hyped for the project, even with the limited information we have about how the game will actually play. And even though, admittedly, it's Avalanche's first attempt at an action RPG, they're not a developer that's known for this. And at this stage, we truly don't know how the game will pan out. I'll be honest with you guys, we just don't know. But there is one thing that was completely clear from the developer interviews that were shown after the gameplay reveal trailer back in March that I don't think anyone can dispute, and that is that Avalanche, as a team, they truly care about this project that they're working on. They are passionate about it. They are fans of this world, and they really want to deliver on that promise of a Wizarding World game that ultimately captures all that magic and lives up to the hype that truly has been building for more than 20 years now.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Hogwarts Legacy is undoubtedly the most bold attempt yet at creating a Wizarding World game fans can get lost in. It's a game where fans are just hoping they can wander the halls of Hogwarts for hours on end, discovering new areas, discovering new secrets, hidden passages, overhearing conversations, and then starting new quests as a result of those conversations, being the witch or wizard we want to be. It truly seems like they are shooting for the moon. I mean, that fully explorable Hogwarts, an elaborate spellcasting system. We're going to have upgrades. We're going to be able to unlock new abilities. We're going to be able to customize the look of our character. We can visit Hogsmeade. We can visit the grounds even and meet people along the outside of Hogwarts. Not to mention an entirely new mystery that, who knows, may even involve Merlin. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I still remember all those years ago when I first opened the pages of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and no doubt, I think I and many other fans who have grown up with this series are going to have similar memories playing Hogwarts Legacy for the first time when we first hold that game in our hands, or if you're digital only, when you first boot it up on your system. It's going to be an incredibly memorable moment that has been building for a long time. And here's to hoping Hogwarts Legacy can deliver on what is undoubtedly a very lofty promise. It's going to be a challenge. There is no doubt that this is a tall order, but who knows? Perhaps this could just kick off a new era for Wizarding World video games. Now, if you'd like an extended look at the history of all the Harry Potter video games so far, their charm and all their flaws, check out the video on the right side of your screen now. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.